There's a lot of heart with this young Garrett football team, and this past Friday, up against the ever-dangerous Kobe Meyer, the Railroaders forced 4 turnovers and controlled the clock en route to a 20-6 upset victory at Heritage, earning Garrett Summit City Sports Team of the Week.
We set the tone right away, and we made good plays and contained them really well. I mean, we had a good game plan against them. You know, obviously being a great player, you have to make a game plan around them. And so we, contained them. We spied them when we need to, and we just held them to low rushing yards. And he played a good game of what he could. But we have a good defense. We fly around and we can do stuff like that.
I'll tell you, coming into the game, I had a lot of reasons to be nervous about it. One, obviously Heritage is a really good football team, but also we have a lot of guys that play both ways, and it was a really warm night for this time of year, and I was worried, especially at halftime. I was worried that we might run out of gas in the second half, but sometimes you play to the score a little bit too, and while we had that lead, the kids seemed to get a little stronger as the game went on and played hard.
I just had a feeling we were going to play harder than them, and we did. I feel like we did. We were hungry, and we just got after it and stuck to the game plan, did what we were supposed to do.
I mean, there was a different kind of focus our kids had Friday than a lot of other Fridays this year, and they played that way too.
Calder Hefty shined on both sides of the ball. At quarterback, completing 5 of 7 passes for 70 yards with a touchdown, while rushing for 22 yards with the go-ahead score. On defense, the junior recorded 5 tackles, had an interception, forced a fumble, with which he recovered, before finding Parker Skelly for the touchdown.
We had a strip fumble and thought that we could take advantage from that, and think we'd take a shot. And I just stepped up and had trust in my guy and put it up and let him go get it, and he made a good play.
Well, obviously from the quarterback position, I mean, you're the leader of that group, and so he always behaves that way. He's got the courage to call guys out when they need to be called out, and but they respect him. They see how he works, they see how he approaches the game, and the other guys, they listen. They really do. And having started both ways last year, coming into this year, we knew in a lot of ways it would be his team, and he behaves that way. He's owned it. In a lot of our offense, especially in the pass game, if it's not there, I keep inviting him to tuck it and go, and he did that one key time Friday on our second scoring drive. He converted the 4th down with his feet and kept a drive alive that eventually turned into points.
Also grinding it out with his feet was running back Cam Rubel. The junior rattled off 103 yards on 27 carries, scoring the first touchdown of the night for Garrett. This was his 3rd straight 100-yard rushing game and 4th on the season.
It seemed that when he goes, our team has gone. We haven't scored a lot of points this year, but in the games that we've won, we've done a good job of controlling the ball. Time of possession Friday, I think, was pretty heavily in our favor, and a lot of that is, having him. Cam Rubel's a big back. He's about a 200-pound guy. He runs pretty well, but he's really learned how to play with his shoulders down and finish. And in our offense, especially a bigger back at that position is pretty important.
The linemen did what they were supposed to do, and overall, we don't really have that big of a O-line, and we knew Heritage had a really big D-line, but they played their hardest, and they tried their best to do what they were supposed to do, and even if they didn't, we still, I ran hard, and so did the Fs and everything, and they didn't let size be the factor to defeat them.
Garrett has won 3 straight, outscoring its opponent 77-20, and 12th-year head coach Chris Depew likes what he's seen, especially from sophomore Braden Nussbaum, who leads the team with 104 tackles and 14 tackles for a loss. Nussbaum's INT helped change the tide versus the Patriots.
He really just emerged over the summer. The first time we worked out, I noticed what a better spring he had in his step. He seemed to have a more explosive nature about him, and he's been so coachable. We converted him from defensive back.
He stepped up a lot this year. I'm pretty good friends with him, so I talked with him before the season. I told him that he might not have a starting role like it wasn't guaranteed. But I told him if he just plays his butt off, steps in, and then this whole season he's been a stud for us. And that game, he set the tone having that interception.
Up next, the Railroaders are looking for their first sectional championship since 2016 this Friday when they host Delta.
Coming up here against Delta on Friday, they're darn near a college-sized offensive line, definitely a big high school sized offensive line. They average about 270, 275 across their front five there. So, we have two guys on our entire defense that weigh 200, and not much more than that. So we really have to find a way to stop the run with undersized guys. So like we have all year, we have to rely on our speed. We got to beat them to the hole, play lower, and hopefully find some ways to confuse their schemes.
Well, I think we need to come out here and play the hard-nosed football we have all year. Run the ball effectively. Get good yardage and have a good big play when we need it, and eliminate big plays and eliminate their run game. And I think if we can eliminate that run game, and I think we can pull out with a W. But it's not going to be easy, and we've battled adversity all year, and I don't think that'll affect us if we just come out and play our game. We can bring one home, and I know all of us and myself have always wanted to get one since I was a kid, so I'll do anything to do that.
For Summit City Sports, I'm Jeff Mahoney.
Good. Launch! Bring your hands.
Masters Heating and Cooling presents today's Football Team of the Week. Make Masters your only call for all your heating and cooling needs because Masters gets there faster. Call 866-824-HEAT or log on to mastersheatcool.com when you need them.